again. Pastor Steve here again for our Monday Minute for August the 10th, 2020. Coming to you again here in my beautiful backyard. The temperature has warmed up a little bit, and we're having an opportunity to enjoy being in God's good creation as we come together. This month of August, we've got quite a few things planned for us here, starting with this Wednesday for our trivia night, and we hope that you'll be able to join us for that. It's going to be a great time. Reverend Gassaway has led a lot of these before, and it'll be a time for us to have some fun, some fellowship. There's going to be a hot dog stand. The menu is available, and all of that on our Facebook page and on our webpage at newburghumc.org. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Next Sunday, in addition to our regular online worship service that we'll have at 10 a.m., we'll also be doing our first outdoor worship service, our Vesper service that will be at the church in the evening there as well. Our details, again, are on our Facebook page and on our website, and we'll hope you'll be able to join us for those events, as well as a couple of other worship events and a family event later on this month, as we try to do the things that we can with the weather that we have still remaining, and to be able to enjoy everyone's fellowship. One of the things that I have had to learn in this time, and I think a lot of us have had to learn in this time, is to be comfortable with not knowing everything. Several years back, I took as a part of my training for going into the ministry, it was more than several years as a matter of fact, a couple of decades ago, but the Myers-Briggs type inventory was very popular during that time. And while it has some ways been used for, as one seminary professor of mine described it, astrology gone awry, it's not quite that bad. And maybe has been overused, but it has been a good tool just to give people insights into what their personality is and what they are comfortable with, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you're a feeling person or a sensing person, whether you're a judging person or a perceiving person, and the like. One of the things my personality type indicated was that I like to know things. I like to have all of the information that I possibly can before I make a decision. And I want to make sure that the decision that I make is the right one. And while it might seem like procrastination to others, it's really making sure that we have all the information that is necessary in order for us to be able to make that right decision. Now, depending on your personality type, we need both. Sometimes we need bold and we need swift action. And other times we need to be cautious and we need to stop and we need to wait for everything to come into a clear picture. During this time, things have been anything but clear. And while we have all had this desire to stop in our lockdown, stop in our social distancing, so we can just get back to normal, and the big question that always comes up is, well, when is that going to happen? Do you know when it's going to happen? And the answer always is no. Just when we think we have all the information figured out, things start changing. Now, for somebody like me who likes to have all the information and knowing that it's changing on a constant basis, this is tough. In fact, another one of our members of our congregation said to me just this past week, I don't envy the position that you're in. And I appreciate that. But in many ways, all of us are in this position, no matter where we are, whether it's in our work life, whether it's in church, whether it's when we decide if we're going to go visit with family, or what we do with our kids, especially with school coming up. We don't have all the information, and we probably aren't going to for a while. Now, Jesus also made a point about what it means to have all the information but still going ahead. And I think he's got some instructive words for us here, particularly in the 13th chapter of the Gospel of Mark. He says in verse 32, "But about that day no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son of the only Father. So be aware, keep alert, for you do not know when that time will come." Now, Jesus, of course, is talking about his ultimate return after his resurrection there. But then he goes on to say it's like a man who is going on a journey and leaves his servants in charge of the estate. But they have to remain diligent, and they have to make sure that they're continuing to do everything that they are supposed to be doing, because they have no idea when the master of the estate is going to return. And then he says, that's exactly how it's going to be. So what I say to you, and I say to all, in verse 37, keep awake. Jesus is telling us we have to be comfortable in not knowing some things. And we can't let the lack of our knowledge or complete understanding completely paralyze us. Others have called this living in liminal times. It's a time of transition where we are moving from one certainty to another certainty, but there is so much uncertainty in the middle. And that's where we are right now. So what we have to remember in the midst of all of this is that while Jesus tells us we need to be comfortable in it, we also don't need to be afraid, because Jesus is with us, as we know. The resurrected Jesus himself says, do not be afraid, for I will be with you always until the end of the age, whenever that comes. But for people like me, it's still hard to be comfortable not knowing. So, as we make decisions moving forward, we're doing so with the utmost caution, making sure that we have everybody's best interest and safety in mind. Sometimes we're going to get it right, and sometimes we're going to get it wrong. All of us, whether we're dealing with our family, with our friends, with our work situations, whoever we're responsible for, sometimes we're not always going to get it right. But what we do know is that if we can keep awake and we can learn from those decisions, then following Christ's example, we know that he will guide us towards that right decision whenever that time is right and whenever he appears. We just have to keep watch for it. And so in these days and weeks ahead, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I encourage all of us to do, so that we can keep awake. We can be comfortable in this in-between time, this liminal time, comfortable with not knowing everything, but trusting that it will be revealed to us along the way. So let's continue to do that this week as we go forward in faith and as we still continue to find ways to be together. Everybody stay safe out there. God bless, and have a great week.